Chosen one. This is not a coincidence. You didn't click this message by chance. You were pulled here, drawn here, because something in your spirit already knows what is unfolding. The impossible just shifted. The very thing they told you could never happen has already begun to move in your favor. The walls that looked immovable, the doors that stayed locked for years, the storms that threatened to break you, God Himself has spoken, and the atmosphere has shifted. You've been walking through seasons where nothing made sense. Prayers felt unanswered. Dreams seemed delayed. Every sign around you seemed to whisper, "It's too late. It won't work. You've been forgotten." But the truth is far different, and today heaven leans close to remind you, you are not forgotten. You are chosen. And God has just made a way where there was no way. This is not ordinary news. This is not a gentle encouragement or a passing word of comfort. This is a prophetic announcement, a declaration that the supernatural is colliding with your natural. And if you dare to believe, your life will never look the same. Listen carefully. Your enemies wanted you stuck. The adversary wanted you small. Life wanted you buried under the weight of impossibilities. But God is the one who specializes in impossibilities. He looks at the places that make no sense and speaks a single word that turns defeat into victory. The impossible just shifted, and you are standing right in the middle of it. This is why your heart feels stirred right now. This is why your spirit feels the weight of something bigger than you. Because this is not just a message, it's an encounter. You've been positioned for a miracle, and though you can't see the full picture yet, the pieces are already aligning. Divine timing is catching up with your destiny. And before this message is done, you will see exactly what God is showing you. Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'm going to unveil the prophecy. I'm going to show you why the impossible has shifted in your favor, what it means for your future, and how you will know it's real. But first, hear this truth. You are rare. You are not like the others. Your path was never meant to be ordinary, and what's coming will prove, once and for all, that you are chosen. You feel it even now, the shift in the air, the unseen tremor moving through the unseen realm. It's not just an idea or a feeling. It's the sound of heaven moving in your direction. When God decides to speak, creation listens. When He moves, barriers crumble. When He whispers, the impossible bends. This isn't man's voice. This isn't empty inspiration. This is the announcement of a divine decree. The same voice that spoke galaxies into existence, the same authority that commanded light to pierce eternal darkness, is now declaring over you, it is done. The path that was hidden has been revealed. The way that seemed impossible has been opened. And every force that thought it could hold you back is already too late to stop what has been set in motion. There is a reason you've been feeling unsettled. There is a reason your spirit has been restless, almost as if something was about to break. Because heaven has been aligning things behind the curtain of your life. God has been weaving threads you couldn't see, rearranging circumstances that looked immovable, until finally, the tapestry of His plan reached its turning point. And now you're standing in it. This very moment is proof. The pull you felt to listen, the fire you feel rising within, is no accident. It is God confirming to you that His hand is on your life. You may not have understood the delays. You may not have liked the detours. You may have cried out, "Why me? Why now? Why this path?" But the delays were protection. The detours were redirections. The tears were watering the soil for what is about to bloom. Nothing was wasted. Every unanswered prayer was stored up. Every disappointment was shaping you. Every heartbreak was preparing you for the very season that is now breaking forth. This is not encouragement for the sake of comfort. This is a summons. You are being called higher, drawn deeper, awakened to recognize that the impossible has already shifted. It is no longer a matter of if. It is no longer a matter of when. The answer has already been spoken. The decree has already been sealed. The moment has already been released. Heaven has authorized your breakthrough. And though the world has not yet caught up, the Spirit is testifying right now inside you. This is why your atmosphere feels charged. This is why your thoughts feel heavier with meaning. This is why you've been catching glimpses of something new in dreams, in sudden insights, in the quiet moments when you least expect it. Because God is letting you know, His word has gone out, and it will not return empty. Rest in this assurance: what has been promised cannot be revoked. The divine hand that opened this way is the same hand that will carry you through it. And what begins here will not stop until it is complete. Something has shifted in the invisible. You may not have seen it with your eyes, but your spirit already knows it. The impossible has been overturned. What looked final is no longer final. What was sealed shut has been broken open. What was declared dead is breathing again. This is the prophecy. The way forward has been created. Where there was no path, there is now a door. Where there was silence, there is now a word. Where there was resistance, there is now release. God is saying, I have made a way. Not just a path of survival, but a highway of destiny. Not just enough to get by, but an abundance that will overflow. Not just an answer to prayer, but a fulfillment that exceeds every hope you dared to whisper. You have been standing in front of walls for too long. Walls built by fear. Walls built by doubt. Walls built by opposition and betrayal. But those walls are shaking even now. And as surely as Jericho fell, the walls around your promise are collapsing at the sound of God's decree. Listen closely, this is personal. This is not a general announcement for the masses. This is God putting his finger on your life, pointing at the places that felt abandoned, and saying, rise up, it's your time. The very thing you thought would break you is about to be the stage for your breakthrough. The very season you thought would end you is about to birth the testimony that carries you. The very people who counted you out will have no choice but to witness the hand of God moving in your favor. Do you feel the shift? That unease in your chest is not fear. That trembling in your spirit is not weakness. It is recognition. Your spirit recognizes the voice of destiny calling. And destiny is saying, the impossible has already turned. There is a fresh wind blowing through your life, like the Red Sea parting for Israel, like the stone rolling away from the tomb, like chains falling in the midnight hour. Your impossible has been overturned. What men said could never happen, heaven has already authored. And this unveiling comes with weight. Because when God opens what was once closed, nothing remains the same. When he steps in, no one else can take credit. When he speaks, his word does not return void. You've been hidden long enough. Now comes the revealing. The time of pressing has birthed an oil. The time of silence has built a depth. The time of waiting has carved out strength you didn't know you had. That strength will carry you through what comes next. That oil will anoint the very place you were once denied. That depth will anchor you when the floodgates open and the blessing pours out faster than you imagined. But hear this clearly. This is not only about blessing. This is about transformation. Because what God has shifted will not only change circumstances, it will change you. The fire you've walked through has refined you. The loneliness you've endured has purified you. The rejection you suffered has positioned you. And now, as the impossible gives way, you will emerge not only with answered prayers but with a different identity. Those who see you now will hardly recognize the you that was hidden before, not because you've become someone else, but because you finally look like who you were always meant to be. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders, breathe deep, because this is not a maybe, this is not a someday, this is now. The prophecy has been unveiled, the way has been made, and the impossible has already shifted. What just shifted in your life is not random. It is not coincidence. It is not luck. It is the unfolding of a divine principle that has been written since the beginning of time. The impossible does not bend because of human willpower. It does not move because of talent, status, or strength. The impossible bends when God breathes. When his spirit moves, reality itself must respond. And this is the depth of it. Every no you faced was setting up his greater yes. And one. Every locked door was proof that it was not your hand that would force it open, but his hand that would carry the key. Every wilderness you endured was carving out the faith to recognize him when he arrived. Understand this, your life has been a journey of preparation. The storms you walked through were not punishments, but classrooms. The silence you endured was not abandonment, but training for discernment. The betrayals you suffered were not rejection, but redirection into his protection. Think of a seed. It disappears beneath the soil, unseen, forgotten. Days, weeks, even months go by, and it looks as if nothing is happening. But in the darkness, roots are forming. In the hidden, strength is building. And at the appointed time, the shell cracks open, the earth gives way, and what was hidden suddenly breaks into the light. That has been you. Buried, hidden, pressed under weight you didn't choose, but not buried to die, buried to grow, buried so that when the impossible shifted, you would have roots deep enough to hold the blessing that is coming. This is why timing matters. God does not move according to man's schedule. He is not pressured by the ticking of clocks or the rushing of calendars. He moves in seasons, and when the season shifts, everything changes. Scripture says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven." Your time of waiting has expired. Your season of breaking has reached its conclusion. The page is turned, and now a new chapter is being written. But here is the greater meaning. The impossible shifting in your life is not only about you, it is about everyone connected to you. It is about the generations that will come after you. It is about the testimony that will strengthen others to believe in their own darkest hour. When God parts your Red Sea, it is not just to get you through. It is to show His power to all who doubted. When He rolls away your stone, it is not just so you can breathe. It is so others will see resurrection where they expected decay. When He brings water from your rock, it is not just to quench your thirst. It is to reveal that He is the source when all else has run dry. This is why your struggle was so intense. Because the shift of the impossible is not small. It carries weight. It carries influence. It carries a ripple effect that reaches far beyond you. And here is another layer. What looks like impossibility to man is nothing but raw material to God. Your mountain is His stepping stone. Your storm is His canvas. Your weakness is His altar. And He delights in showing His strength through the very places that others said were hopeless. So do not despise the struggle you endured. Do not curse the nights you wept. Do not hate the seasons you thought would crush you. For they were the womb of this moment. They were the fire that refined the gold. They were the chiseling that carved out the vessel you have become. And now hear this with all the weight it carries. The shift you are stepping into is irreversible. No one can undo it. No one can block it. No one can silence it. For when God declares, "I have made a way," no power in earth or hell can stand against it. This is the spiritual depth of what you are living right now. You are standing in prophecy fulfilled. You are breathing the atmosphere of destiny. And you are proof that when the impossible meets the breath of God, it must bow, it must break, it must shift. Let this settle in your spirit. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are aligned with divine timing. And because of that, nothing will ever be the same again. You don't have to wonder if this shift is real. God, in His mercy, always leaves signs. He knows your heart wrestles. He knows your mind questions. So He scatters confirmations along the path. Reminders that whisper, "Yes, this is me." Pay attention, because the signs are already appearing. The first sign is the stirring within. Lately, you felt restless in ways you can't explain. Your spirit feels awake at odd hours, as though heaven itself is nudging you to listen. That restlessness is not anxiety. It is awakening. It is God signaling that something is moving beneath the surface, drawing you closer to the moment of fulfillment. The second sign is unusual alignment. Suddenly, connections begin to appear. People you never expected to meet, opportunities you didn't chase, doors you didn't knock on. They start showing up in your path, and it feels too precise to be random. That alignment is the hand of God, weaving together pieces you could never have orchestrated. The third sign is the resistance you've been facing. Do not mistake opposition as a sign of failure. Opposition intensifies right before breakthrough. You may have noticed unexpected pushback, conflict arising where peace once was, obstacles appearing out of nowhere. This is because the enemy senses what is being released over your life. The pressure confirms the prophecy. The storm reveals that the season of calm is just ahead. The fourth sign is the sudden clarity in your vision. Ideas, dreams, and directions that once felt cloudy are beginning to crystallize. You may notice yourself daydreaming differently, imagining possibilities that once felt too far away. This is not fantasy, it is foresight. It is God placing glimpses of your future in your spirit, so you'll recognize it when it arrives. The fifth sign is peace in the middle of chaos. There are moments when everything around you should unsettle you, yet somehow you feel steady. Your heart carries a quiet confidence that doesn't match your circumstances. That peace is supernatural. It's a divine assurance, letting you know the shift is not ahead of you, it's already here. And the sixth sign is confirmation through others. Someone may randomly speak into your life, echoing the very words you prayed in secret. A stranger's encouragement might feel like it was tailored for you. A message like this one might arrive at the exact moment you needed it. That is not coincidence. That is God orchestrating reminders so you know His hand is guiding your steps. These signs are not just encouragement. They are evidence. Evidence that what you heard in your spirit is real. Evidence that the impossible has shifted. Evidence that you are walking under divine alignment. So take notice. Write them down. Guard them in your heart. Because as these signs multiply, you will see with your own eyes what your spirit already knows. God has made a way, and nothing can stop what is unfolding now. Even with the signs around you, there is something you must understand. Every prophecy comes with a process. Every promise carries a price. And before the fullness of what God has spoken manifests, there will be challenges hidden along the path. Don't mistake these challenges for punishment. They are not evidence of abandonment. They are proof that you are being refined for what you are about to carry. One challenge will be silence. There will be moments when heaven feels quiet again, even after the signs of confirmation. You may pray and feel no answer. You may seek and hear only echoes. But silence is not absence. It is training. It is God teaching you to trust what He already said, even when you cannot hear anything new. Another challenge will be distraction. Opportunities that look good but are not God will suddenly appear. Relationships from the past may resurface. Voices may call you back into cycles you already escaped. These distractions are tests. Will you settle for almost, or will you hold out for the fullness of what He promised? A third challenge will be misunderstanding. Not everyone will understand the shift you're experiencing. Some may question your faith. Others may mock your belief. Even those close to you might doubt the reality of what you feel in your spirit. But remember, revelation is rarely understood by those who have not received it. You are not called to convince them. You are called to remain faithful. A fourth challenge will be weariness. Breakthrough does not always arrive overnight. There will be days when the waiting feels heavy, when the process feels long. Your strength may waver, and you may be tempted to give up. But those who wait upon the Lord renew their strength. Even in your weariness, divine strength will rise in you. And finally, there will be opposition. Whenever God releases something new, the enemy resists it. You may face unexpected pushback, doors that still try to slam shut, battles that feel relentless. But opposition is not a sign that you are off course. It is confirmation that you are right where you're meant to be. All of these challenges are part of the process. They are not here to break you, but to shape you. They refine your faith. They sharpen your vision. They strengthen your endurance. They ensure that when the promise fully manifests, you will not just step into it, you will stand firm within it. So don't fear the hidden challenges. Don't despise them. Embrace them as the evidence that the prophecy is alive, that the shift is real, that you are walking the very path God prepared for you. For every trial you face on the way to fulfillment is proof that fulfillment is near. The prophecy is alive. The shift has already taken place. But now comes your part. When God makes a way, He also calls you to walk in it. A door can be opened, but if you hesitate to move, you'll remain standing on the threshold. This is why the next steps matter so deeply. The first instruction: guard your atmosphere. Not every voice deserves access to your ears. Not every influence should be allowed near the seed God has planted. Be intentional about what you consume: words, conversations, environments. If it doesn't align with the shift God has spoken, release it. Your atmosphere must be a greenhouse for faith, not a breeding ground for doubt. The second instruction: stay rooted in prayer. Prayer is not a ritual. It is alignment. It is the constant tuning of your spirit to heaven's frequency. In this season, your prayers don't need to be long or complicated. They need to be consistent, daily, earnest, honest. Every time you pray, you water the soil of what God has already released. The third instruction: walk in obedience. There will be nudges, small whispers in your spirit telling you to act, to move, to release, to forgive, to start. Obedience may not always make sense, but it is the key that unlocks doors no man can close. Do not delay. Do not rationalize away the voice of God. Move when He speaks, even if it feels uncomfortable. The fourth instruction: protect your vision. God is giving you glimpses of what is to come. Write them down. Keep a record of the dreams, the ideas, the instructions you receive. The enemy will try to cloud your memory with discouragement. But when you write it down, you anchor it. And when the storm comes, your written vision will remind you of what God already said. The fifth instruction: practice gratitude. Gratitude is not only for what you have now, it is a declaration of faith for what is coming. Thank Him for doors you haven't seen yet. Thank Him for victories not yet manifested. Gratitude turns your waiting into worship and your uncertainty into expectation. The sixth instruction: prepare yourself practically. Faith is not passive. If God has shifted the impossible, then act like it. If He says the door is opening, get ready to walk through it. If He says provision is coming, prepare to steward it well. If He says relationships will be restored, prepare your heart to forgive. Preparation is proof that you believe. And the seventh instruction: keep your eyes on Him, not the storm. When Peter walked on water, he did the impossible until he looked at the waves. The enemy will try to magnify distractions, delays, and doubts. But keep your gaze fixed on the one who called you. The waves may roar, but His word holds you. These instructions are not burdens. They are lifelines. They are the guardrails that will keep you aligned as the fulfillment unfolds. Follow them, and you will not only witness the miracle, you will walk fully into it. Do not delay. Do not wait until it's convenient. The way has already been made. Your responsibility is to move in step with what has already shifted. Because when you align your actions with His decree, nothing can stop the manifestation of His promise. Even as you step forward in obedience, there is something you must know deep in your soul. You are not walking this path unguarded. The same God who opened the way is the God who surrounds the way. You are covered. There is a shield around you that human eyes cannot see. A hedge that no scheme of man and no attack of the enemy can penetrate. When God declares protection over your life, no weapon formed against you can prosper. You may feel exposed at times. You may sense the weight of opposition pressing near. But look closer with the eyes of faith, and you will see. You are encircled. Heaven's armies stand on every side. His Spirit hovers before and behind you, and His hand rests gently on your shoulder, guiding each step you take. Remember how the children of Israel were led through the wilderness. By day, a pillar of cloud. By night, a pillar of fire. Never once were they left to wander alone. Never once were they abandoned to their enemies. That same presence surrounds you now. In the light of day and in the dark of night, God's protection remains constant. Protection does not always mean absence of battle. It means victory in the midst of it. It means the arrow may fly, but it will not pierce you. The storm may rage, but it will not consume you. The fire may burn, but like the three in Babylon's furnace, you will walk out untouched, carrying not even the smell of smoke. And hear this: you are not only protected, you are preserved. Preserved for the exact destiny God has spoken over you. Preserved for the assignment that only your life can fulfill. Preserved for the testimony that will inspire generations yet to come. Yes, challenges will rise. Yes, enemies will try. But they will fall before you, because the impossible has already shifted in your favor. They cannot stop what God has sealed. They cannot undo what heaven has decreed. So breathe deeply. Let the fear leave your chest. Let the anxiety melt from your shoulders. You are safe. You are seen. You are held. This is your assurance. God has not only made a way, He walks the way with you. Every step you take, His presence is your shield. Every move you make, His hand is your covering. And as you move forward, no force in heaven, earth, or hell can stand against the one who is carried by His promise. This is the part that will leave you in awe. Not only has the impossible shifted, your entire being is about to be transformed by what God is releasing. Transformation begins inside. You will feel lighter, as though burdens you carried for years suddenly have no weight. Wounds that haunted your heart will close. Shame that chained your soul will fall off. What once defined you will no longer hold you. Instead, you will walk in a freedom that feels almost unfamiliar because you've never lived this way before. But it doesn't stop within you. Your atmosphere will change. The way people perceive you will shift. Those who once overlooked you will no longer be able to ignore you. Those who counted you out will have no choice but to witness the glory of God resting on your life. Opportunities will open like doors swinging wide. What was delayed will suddenly accelerate. What was hidden will suddenly shine. And it won't be because of striving. It will be because divine favor has found you. This is fulfillment. Walking into rooms you were once denied. Carrying influence in places where your voice was once silenced. Receiving provision where you once knew only lack. It will feel like living in a different reality. Because in truth, you are. You have crossed from striving into promise. Picture it. Your prayers manifesting before your eyes. Your dreams no longer distant, but present. The vision you wrote down years ago finally coming alive in front of you. This is what it looks like when God says, I have made a way. End. And with it comes gratitude, so overwhelming it will move you to tears. You will find yourself pausing in ordinary moments, whispering, thank you. You will walk through doors and remember the nights you begged for this. You will hold blessings and recall the days you wondered if they would ever come. And in those moments, you will know every tear, every trial, every silent season was worth it. But the greatest fulfillment is not material. It is spiritual. You will know God in a way you never did before. Not only as the one who heard your prayers, but as the one who walked with you through every valley to bring you here. Not only as the God of promises, but the God of presence. The God who never left, never failed, never turned away. And as you stand in your fulfillment, you will realize something else. This was never only about you. Your transformation will become testimony. Your breakthrough will unlock faith in others. Your fulfillment will ripple outward, touching lives you never even knew were watching. This is why the shift was so fierce. This is why the wait was so long. Because the transformation was never meant to be small, it was meant to change everything. And now, it is here. You are stepping into the season where promises meet reality, where faith meets sight, where longing meets fulfillment. Take it in. This is not a dream. This is not a distant hope. This is the moment when prophecy becomes life. Take a deep breath. Let this word settle in you like fire in your bones. What God has spoken is sealed. What He has shifted cannot be undone. Before you step away from this moment, anchor these truths in your spirit. Speak them aloud. Let them echo in your atmosphere. Let them mark your soul. Say this with me. I am walking in a way God has made. The impossible has already shifted in my favor. No weapon formed against me can prosper. What God has begun in me, He will finish. These are not empty declarations. They are prophetic affirmations, keys that unlock alignment with heaven's decree. Every time you speak them, you remind your soul of the truth. Every time you repeat them, you silence the lies of fear. Every time you confess them, you strengthen your faith for what is already unfolding. And now receive this blessing. May your steps be steady, even when the path feels uncertain. May your spirit remain strong, even when storms try to rise. May your heart carry peace that no chaos can touch. May your eyes see signs of God's hand everywhere you turn. I bless you with clarity in your decisions. I bless you with strength in your battles. I bless you with joy that will not fade, even in the waiting. I bless you with favor that will open doors no man can close. You are not walking into this season timid or unsure. You are stepping into it with divine confidence. For heaven has already spoken. The impossible has already shifted. The way has already been made. So lift your head. Carry yourself with quiet authority. Move with expectation. Because from this day forward, nothing will remain the same. This is not just a message. This is a seal, a divine mark upon your life that testifies, God has made a way. And as you walk from here, know that His blessing goes before you, His presence surrounds you, and His promise rests within you. It is done. It is finished. It is yours.